Hey everybody, welcome back to Talkin' Trains. Happy to have y'all. Whew, I just got the stream ready in record time. I was over working on the backdrops, the new backdrop project on the layout, and things of course didn't go 100% smoothly. So my time was spent largely focused on getting that wrapped up when I should have been working on prepping for the stream and getting set up. So anyway, we're ready to go now. I hope everybody's doing good out there. We've got a mountain worth of boxes to open, which is weird because I didn't really order that much actually, which is hard to believe, but yeah. So yeah, let's dive into the mail call and we'll see who else is out there. And then we're gonna start working on wrapping up a bunch of these rail cars that we've got. I'm gonna move some of these off to the side so that we're just opening one at a time here. Scott, my backdrops are gonna be 3 feet tall now. And the main point of that is not necessarily to have 3 foot tall backdrops. It's actually just to bring the backdrops up to a height where you can't see over them when you're in the middle peninsula. And then you also can't see the cement of my foundation as well. So these are something we actually ran out of and kind of needed for the last week. Some SMD LEDs, and rejoice for me because I finally ordered some without magnet wire. So we might get into using those we probably won't get into using those in tonight's stream. That might be when everything's said and done, might end up being next week's project. All right, here's the next thing. A decoder. This is actually a warranty claim decoder from ESU. I had to send one in that was in 2305 because it just randomly blew on me. So I sent this one in to replace the one that was in there. 2305 never missed a beat because I had a spare board style decoder sitting around that I threw in there. And so it's been operating just fine since up around the clock and everything. So this will likely end up going in one of the freelance SD40-2s. So I'm gonna go put that with that project just so that I can keep things organized, which is something I need to do a better job of down here in this basement because holy cow, this basement's a chaotic mess. I sat down at the workbench today when I was setting up the stream and realized how bad it was. So I might need to take some time to clean up around here after tonight's stream, I think. All right, next up, let's see. I'm gonna save the best for last here, but what is in this one? Oh boy, now I can't remember. Can't even remember what I ordered here. Oh, these are, that's, yeah, so speaking of the freelance SD40-2s, geez, it's like double enveloped. So last week, we started putting on the etched metal walkway on the SD40-2s, and I realized, right after the stream that I actually ordered the wrong style. I ordered them for an 88-inch nose, and mine have 81-inch noses. So it must be that people do this a lot, because Canon & Company actually sells specific just the nose pilots of 81-inch noses. So I went ahead and grabbed those. I've got everything ready to go as far as the rest of the first unit is concerned. I pulled off the 88-inch nose etched metal. So those will be ready to go right back on as soon as I'm back into the freelance project. But I think those are going to kind of be on the back burner for just a little bit, just because I need to get the Finger Lakes GP9 done, and then one of the other things we're opening, which will be the last thing we open, I also need to get done, hopefully before this weekend, actually, because I'm thinking I might see Alex, my buddy that I'm working on those locomotives for this upcoming weekend, so I'd like to have them done. In all honesty, if I wasn't so close to being done with the freelance salt cars, I would probably be working on that project tonight. But, all right, let me get this packing slip out of the way. See, this is from White Rose Hobby. There's a couple of things in here. First of which I needed, oh. Well, that's annoying. They sent me Scale Coat, or True Color, Erie Gray Green paint, but I had ordered well, I swear I ordered Scale Coat, because they actually have Scale Coat left in stock. Well, hopefully it's a good match for Scale Coat, because I had just a little bit of touch-up work I needed to do on the full repaint covered hopper. So, fingers crossed it's right. And then I also got, this I did mean to get in True Color. This is the light gray primer that I like to use. I accidentally spilled my last bottle of it. And as I was working on the full repaint car, I tried Vallejo primer. That stuff is pretty much awful for working with fresh plastic. Just would not adhere at all. And then I got the Tamiya Rattle Can, and the Tamiya Rattle Can is okay, but I did have issues with it filling in the roof walks, and I had to end up cleaning that out before I did the full paint on the car, which is a little bit annoying. And then the last thing I got, because I'm actually running a little bit low on weathering powders, is some of the Bragdon Enterprises ones. I haven't tried these before. I don't know, I can't remember what kind it is that I have. But I ran out of just like the regular dark brown color. So, and actually I think I ran out of the black color as well. So it's time to get a couple more weathering powders. So I grabbed these, might end up using those tonight, we'll see. I think we're really gonna mostly focus on oils and stuff with these though. All right, and the last thing out here is from Mr. Chris Wallace, who's in the audience tonight. I had to message him because there's something new from him in this box that I don't know that he shared publicly yet. So we collectively, as I'm opening this box, should be seeing this new little detail from him for the very first time, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to show it off for the first time. It's something I've you know, told him or asked for, I should say. And they're going to be tough to see, but Chris now officially has lenses available for his housings. So I've got two sets of lenses here. It looks like they're pretty darn nice, Chris. I'm excited to see how these work out. And I like that you even mentioned that to hit them with the Tamiya Clear before you install them. I'm definitely going to do that. I hadn't thought about doing that with any of my kits before, but if anybody's interested, hashtag not a sponsor, but there's Chris's QR codes if you want to scan them. He's got plenty of crazy detail parts and everything available on his website. They all work fantastic. As I've mentioned countless times on this channel, I'm a big fan of Chris's parts. I use them myself. Again, not a sponsor, so recommend checking them out if it's anything you're interested in doing. But these are, again, for the M636s, the Cartier ex-Cartier ones that I'm working on for my friend Alex. And I'm hoping to get these get these wrapped up this week, which means that we're briefly going to focus on those to start this stream. I just simply need to get them in primer. I have my, I've got the paint booth camera up and operational, so we're going to work on just getting those in primer here quickly, and then we'll get into the weathering portion of the stream. I just need to get the Lazy Susan that I have free to put these housings on. And I did also have Alex order me an extra set because I'm really good at losing these specific ditch light housings for some reason. I don't know why, but I constantly am losing them. Awesome, Chris. I'm excited that those are officially an option now, especially because the Details West ones were getting kind of hard to find. So excited that those will be available through you now. So this is the trick that I've started using for all of my small parts. You do have to paint them at 2 separate intervals, but it ends up working out relatively well. Uh-oh, did I already lose one? I might have already lost one. Oh boy. I'm pretty sure I saw 2 of them in there. Can't imagine Chris would send them out without, you know, a second one in there. Ah, geez. Well, let me get this one on the double-sided tape before I forget about it. Oh, it's got oil paint on the tip of the tweezers for some reason. Don't need that on there when I'm about to prime them. Ah. There it is. I found it and I wasn't even looking for it. Perfect. All right, the other one's on here, and then I'll get them over to the paint booth, and then we'll be through that portion of tonight's stream. Don't worry, Chris, I got them. I found them. All good. This old Lazy Susan is so covered in paint, I really need to get it cleaned off because there's so many different colors of various blacks and grays that things get lost easy. Okay, let's get these over to the paint booth, and then I am actually going to use, if I can find it. Oh, let's see, where did it go? The rattle can of Tamiya is what I was gonna use, but I don't know where it went. This is, there we go, on the other side of the paint booth for some reason. We'll see how the Tamiya rattle can fares with this. You guys know one of my biggest pet peeves is light bleed, so critical first step in making sure that there's no light bleed out of 3D printed housings like this is to get a good layer of primer on there. So we'll see how the Tamiya fares. I know I'm happy with the way that the True Color stuff works, but I've got this whole can of Tamiya now that I've got to be able to use at some point. So we'll see if it works for priming detail parts, and if we're happy with how that looks, then we'll kind of adopt that as our standard practice for anything small that we're not worried about detail being lost with. Okay, let's see, lenses. I'm going to make sure I put these in my detail part drawer so I don't lose those. Get a little bit of this empty stuff out of the way, and then we'll get into some weathering. Okay, make sure I'm not throwing out anything important. Good. Hopefully that wasn't foreshadowing. All right, got to get some gloves on here. Then I'm going to see, I apologize, I usually have said hello to everybody in the chat by now, and I haven't yet, so I'll make sure I do that next. right. So far, it looks like everything went on pretty evenly with those housings, so pretty happy with that. Let's see. We'll see how they end up faring long term. All right. Okay, so let's see who's out there. Looks like we've got a pretty busy chat out there tonight, so let me catch up with you guys. I apologize. Adam was here early, I'm sure. Welcome in. Garrett, welcome in to you, my friend. Scott, welcome in. Brandon's here. It's cold in his room, apparently. Garrett's here, of course. Let's see. Denny's here. Welcome in, Denny. Dan's Model Railroading Journey. Welcome into you, my friend. Derek Alexander, welcome into you. Banu, welcome in, my friend. And let's see. Chris is here, of course. We've said hello to Chris and showed off all of his wares here. Tom Drew, welcome into you as well. And anybody else popping in? Oh, Milwaukee area rail fan, welcome in. Happy to have you. Josh, welcome into you as well, my friend. Anybody else new? JD's here as well. Welcome in, JD. All right. Gotta get your Wisconsin Central blanket. Awesome, Josh. Oh, we've had a busy week in the freelance tab of my Discord server this week. If any of you saw the Circa Facebook post, all of the railroads within our freelance cinematic universe have now been mapped out on an interactive map. I only posted screenshots of it for now, but at some point I do plan on releasing a completed interactive map for people to actually go in, zoom in, click on industries, check out, and that sort of thing, which should be pretty cool. Okay, let me get a little bit organized here. You can see this desk is a little chaotic. Okay, so big thing I want to work on tonight, these two Genesee and Wyoming cars, you can see oh, I'm frozen. Oh boy, let's see. Hey, good news. I noticed I was frozen before anybody else did, apparently. Hang on. See if that fixed it. Yay, we're back. Okay. Russ Belt, welcome in. Or Mitchell, or Emmett, you know. A man of many names. I apologize to Mitchell earlier this week. His username is very close to the name Emmett, so I and everybody else in my server had just been assuming his name was Emmett, and he corrected us finally this week, which I wish he would have done earlier because I would have made sure that I was addressing him properly, but again, I apologize there, Mitchell. Okay, I have my wheel of paint here that I'm gonna just clean out here very quickly, just because it's a mess of rusty, dried on paints, even though these oils are actually miraculously still probably good. I could probably actually use these, and if I need to, I will. But yeah, the big thing I want to work on tonight, I need to get a few more layers of just grime stripes going down the cars. You might be able to see a little bit of it. I don't want to, when I weather, sometimes I can very quickly go too far. And I'm going to try my hardest not to do that tonight. But in the meantime, you can kind of see where we're at with this car so far. It looks okay. I'm definitely a little rustier than I would like to admit with my weathering. I've got a little bit of pitting going on. There's some some grime coming down the car, some wash. So at this point, I really just want to get a couple more layers of brighter, rustier wash coming down. There's a good layer of base dark color. And then other things I want to do to the cars, I ended up watching, oh, what's the guy's channel? He's like one of the most prolific weatherers out there. Dan's Model Railroad, and then there's a number at the end or something like that. I can't remember. But he used a silver Sharpie to show on a salt car some brand new replaced roof walks, which I thought was really cool. And being that these are supposed to be salt cars that have been in service since, oh, I better make sure I clean off my glove. Since the 80s, I definitely would like to make sure that mine have replaced roof walks, because they probably would have potentially rusted through once, twice, maybe even 3 times by the time 2005 rolls around, which is when I'm supposed to be modeling. So in the meantime, though, we're gonna start with the striping, or the grime coming down the cars. So yeah, they definitely have some miles on them, that's for sure, Derek, without a doubt. So I got my odorless oil paint thinner, and then I need a couple of different paint brushes here. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. All right, so I'm hoping I can kind of get away with just using a couple of passes of like the lighter rust at this point, and then being happy with them. Let me get Joey's car out of the way here. We're gonna finish that one tonight, but it's not gonna take much. So we're gonna start in on these first. Basically, again, this is a technique right off of Dan as well. You start the oils right at the roof. I should have kept some of that lighter orange on there, the lighter rust on there. Where'd it go? There we go. Because this stuff is super oily, and it was actually pretty well dried out, which was really a good thing. All right. Yeah, we just gotta get you. Well, actually, on a coal hopper, you wouldn't be. You wouldn't really be doing much. Wash down the side of it, like I am on this car. That's good. Now let's do our rust pull. See how this goes. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. I didn't realize you guys were looking at me from so far away. All right, now when I zoom in like this, you guys know I have a tendency to move things out of frame, so if I do, just let me know. Actually, I just need a piece of paper towel to dry this off on, because I don't want it to be super wet. Yeah, I don't see, with this being a red car, we'll see if they show up once everything's said and done, but this brighter rust, I don't think shows up very well. That wasn't very straight. But yeah, we'll see what happens when we let it dry. Maybe it'll show up a little bit better. Tell there's a couple of places where I didn't keep the brush straight. I would try to correct those. I just lost a bristle from the brush in there. Yikes. All right, we'll see how that side dries. Might circle back to it. So what's everybody else got on their workbenches tonight? I know I've talked to a bunch of the guys in the Discord about, you know, what they've got work on their benches tonight. But interested to hear what everybody's got on their benches, right? Arco decals, oh, that's exciting. New products, that's also very exciting. All right, let's see how this pull goes. Ooh, I can see this pull a little bit better, I think. That's exciting. I think this one's going a little bit better than the last one did, which is good. Ooh. Definitely gonna have to clean up the reporting marks. I might even just bite the bullet and do fresh patches on those after everything's said and done, because there's definitely a whole lot of grime on those. Okay, yeah, that pass went a little bit better. I think I shouldn't have been using such a wide bristled brush for that. Let me see. I'd like... I don't know. Is that leaking out of the bottom? For some reason there's what I think is paint thinner all over my workbench, which I need to be very careful not to get on the other side of these cars. Strange. I think from now on I'll work from a glass jar with the thinner. I don't know if it just doesn't like the plastic or... No, it's not. I must have just spilled it, but either way, should be safer working from a glass jar. Okay, let's work on the other side of this car. We'll get those stripes on, and then we'll do the other side of the other car, and then we'll probably move on to, I think probably fading Joey's car. And then that's really, I mean, Joey's needs, other than a quick fade, I don't think that Joey's is really gonna need much weathering. Because it's an aluminum car, they don't rust, so. These cars, on the other hand, like I said, will have been in salt surface since the 80s, and it's now 2005, so as you can imagine, they are clinging on to dear life. They're likely in what might be their final year, maybe two of service life before getting cut up. And such is the life of a salt car. If it wasn't for Circa, they wouldn't have made it this long. Thanks, Denny. Like I said, I'm a little bit rusty, I feel. I haven't been... Before I built a home layout, I would sit at the workbench and weather and do all sorts of those sorts of projects all the time, but since I got a home layout, it's a skill that has gone by the wayside for me, unfortunately. But that's why I was itching to get back to it with this project. Oh, sorry to hear that, Adam. Hopefully you can catch up later. If it wasn't for Guilford, those cars would have been fine. What did Guilford do to them? Aren't they fine now? Guilford didn't put them in salt service. They're still not in salt service to this day, aren't they? In real life. Oh, just the D&H in general. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, they sure did. Well, it looks like this one No, this is the side I haven't done yet. You can see this one I got my not graffiti patch on. And actually, I want to keep those particular panels slightly cleaner than the rest of them. So I'm going to do a little less application there. This is my I don't even, what's the word I'm looking for? The D&H is fighting back through, which I made sure to do for Brandon. You can see a little bit of the paint chipping and everything. Dennis is back. Welcome back. Yeah, I know I used to see him relatively frequently on the tier when I was out chasing, more frequently than I do these days. One of the fun things that ended up coming out of building the freelance map was that we settled on a cool location for the headquarters of Circa, which is going to be in a place that I'm relatively familiar with in real life, which is American Motive Power, which is in Dansville, New York. We decided that would make a good headquarters for Circa. They do a lot of heavy rebuilding there, and with Circa having to needing a place to offer, well, first heavy rebuilds for anybody that might need them, but also training as far as mechanical services and even road crew training. It seemed like the perfect place to say that's where it was, which is pretty cool. Old Foster Wheeler plant. So what is Foster Wheeler, Josh? You obviously would have a little bit more knowledge of that area than I do, it sounds like. I just know it as American Motive Power, but I'm interested to know what Foster Wheeler was. Feels like maybe something I should know, but don't. Hey Ted, welcome in. I might have missed you coming in initially, if so I apologize. Okay. Happy with that. I'm thinking this side of this car, which was the first one we did, I think, it just needs one more quick coat, which we can do now since it's still oil on oil. Oh, cool. Nice, Josh. I mean, just one look at that place and you can tell it was definitely a going concern at some point. working slightly off screen there. Sorry, guys. So I think what I want to do is do like one car with brand new roof walks and then the other one maybe without. Or maybe I'll just do a couple of new roof walk panels because they are separate panels on there. That could be fun. What do you guys think? Yeah, makes sense. I saw the NMRA, we had our division meet on Saturday, and I presented the clinic, which also came out as a video about young people in model railroading. But the other gentleman that presented did a presentation on railroads of the southern tier, mostly centered around Corning. But he did have some really cool pictures of Dan's Mill and Mount Morris steam, which was really cool. And man, that got me thinking that, boy, that would be a fun layout to do. Dansville and Mount Morris, just a little podunk short line using ex-Lackawanna steam. If it wasn't for them, honestly, there'd be no former Lackawanna steam preserved. Which is kind of crazy to think about. Okay, I'm gonna set these to the side and just let the oils set for a minute before we get into the roof walks. I don't need to let them dry because I'm not clear coating them, but I do want to make sure that they're at least a little bit better set. Yeah, that makes sense, Josh, for sure. Plus, those railroads are pretty dang cool up north. You know, all the produce that got moved around in the state just by those railroads was pretty cool. Make sure I got my hands wiped down here. And then, the other thing I need to do is weather the trucks on Joey's car here. So we'll go ahead and start in on that as well tonight. Oops, oh dear. If you're looking to get into weathering and you're not sure where to start, I did a video a long time ago about weathering trucks and wheel sets that there's ways you can do it without, even a rattle can. And that is the quickest way to get a freight car looking like it's been on the rails for a little while, without a doubt. That's an older video now. I think it was like Grime Time weathering, prototype weathering for wheels and trucks or something like that. But would strongly recommend if you're looking to get into weathering, kind of starting there. That's the quickest way to really get a car looking like it's been on the road for a little while. A little bit bummed. I bought a new set of wheel masks for doing wheels, but it didn't ship. I think it just shipped, actually, is what the deal is. So. Okay, switch you guys over to paint booth cam. So the first thing I do when I'm doing wheel and truck weathering is always dull coat on both. So I'll get that started here. Oh, interesting. What's going on there? Strange. Those are all good. Get Joey's car up on a set of helping hands here. The airbrush going. Oh, why do I keep doing this to myself? Oh my gosh. I am usually, I swear, so good about cleaning out my airbrush, but this is now 2 streams in a row that somehow I've managed not to. I don't get it. I don't know what am I doing? Thankfully, acrylics are usually pretty forgiving. Definitely not biased. Bear with me here, guys. Just got to make sure the airbrush is actually going to fire out this fading liquid. Nothing a little isopropyl won't fix. Hopefully. Oh boy. Ah. Okay, let's see if that's going to be cleaned out enough. Ah. There's still some sort of brown gunk in here. So again, I apologize, guys. I just gotta make sure I get it all cleaned out. Don't need any gunk clogging this thing up while I'm trying to spray something translucent. Boy, apologies, guys. It's not going as smoothly as I would like getting this thing cleaned out. That's why you clean them out when you're done using them, right? Oy vey. Please tell me I've got good flow now. Yes, I do. Okay, beautiful. It's a Christmas miracle. Yeah, dog. There's good flow. Yeah, Garrett, that's pretty much normally what I do. I just forgot, unfortunately. Okay. Cobweb on that car for some reason. Oh, what the heck. I gotta clean this airbrush out, or paint booth out. we've somehow managed to clog it again. Come on, man. Killing me. I gotta clean the needle out. Oh yeah, that is a clogged needle. This particular stuff that I'm putting through here is notorious for clogging my airbrush, but it is definitely probably a combination of not bothering to clean it out and this. Oh, I apologize, guys. Such is the life of a modeler who tries to stay organized, but never does a good enough job. Worst part is I was almost done with this car. Okay, hopefully this does it. Okay. Hey Sean, welcome in. hopefully we're good to go now. Really didn't need to do a ton more. Thinned out the fading liquid a little bit too. Hopefully that'll help. Oh my God. Clean this dang thing out. Okay, I'll leave it there for a little bit. Should be good. Make sure I get this thing cleaned out quickly before I hop back over to the workbench. All right, there we go. Okay, finally. Have a good one, John. Have fun at work. All right. Get these racket machines off. Ooh, holy cow. Man, sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean for that to take as long as it did, that's for sure. Let's see, what do I want to do next? I would like to work on the decals for the new car. I gotta put a fresh set of, actually, no, I'm gonna do the roof walk on one of the cars first. I'm gonna set this one off to the side because it's got a whole lot of wet paint on the roof that I don't want to disturb. So I'll set that off to the side and then we'll work on this one first. Or this one, I should say. This should be interesting. I've never tried this before, so I'm interested to see how it goes. This one actually works out that I'm going to use this one in particular because there's some spots on this car that unfortunately the clear coat has covered through, so I need to get those cleaned out. And the way in which I might do so could take some of the factory paint off. Oh, where did it go though? No, maybe I'm not going to use that method. Experimenting on camera, what could go wrong, right, Scott? Oh, geez. I wonder if I can just get some of these clear coat things to get out of here just with a wet paintbrush. Weird. Ah, that's what I'm going to use. Let's see. Worst comes to worst, what I'm going to be doing is just going at it with a fine needle once the paint is on. Kind of bummed. That was that didn't happen with the other car, but it happened with this one for some reason, where the clear coat ended up filling in little gaps in the etched metal walk. Let me catch up with chat here. It looks like I missed some stuff. Oh, Scott, I disassemble and clean my airbrush like, I don't know, every 2 or 3 uses, something like that. It was just an unfortunate situation where I forgot and left it full of paint. So, unfortunate situation. Okay, let's try this. So, the way Dan did it in his video is he got the edges first. And then he came back and did the full thing. Definitely got to be just a little bit careful, which I'm definitely not being careful enough, but I guess those are going to be new rust spots. Grateful to not be following a specific prototype right now. That's for sure. Seems to work well though. Pretty interesting. Definitely going to have to come back and touch things up. Unfortunately, it looks like. Yep, I think it'll work out well once everything's kind of weathered back into it. Forgot to do the edge of this one here. Oops. This is a pretty cool concept. I think something I'd revisit again on a freelance salt car. You know, especially the ones that have been in service a long time. Hey, Mason Dixon, welcome in. Might take another coat, I think, but overall, I think it's going to be cool once it's done. But I'll set it off to the side with the other one that's drying, and we can start to work on some decaling, I think. Well, actually, let me check on Joey's car here. Okay, let me get Joey's car dull coated here real quick, and then we'll start it on that. There we go, layer a dull coat over the fade. And should be good to go on that. Shut off my airbrush, air paint booth. Let this dry off to the side for a little bit. Oh, come on. I don't know how I ended up with crazing on it now. That's so annoying. Some reason I've noticed it's specifically enamel paints that I've got trouble with that happening. I've got some usable decals in this dirty, dirty water. Just gonna go dump it out and put some fresh stuff in, but might as well pull the decals out that are usable first. These cars are going to be fun because they're going to stay relatively clean. This is going to be like a fresh, brand new car, you know, a couple weeks into salt service. Okay, was there anything else usable? The circle logo. And we're not using that circle logo, it's in rough shape. Get some fresh water here. All right, fresh water, clean, ready to go. Let's get some decals on this thing. So yeah, I don't know who out there had the chance to watch the new video. I hope everybody. You know, oh, actually, I want to use these ones. I think it's an important subject. I think it's a worthy cause to talk about, and enjoyed making it. Enjoyed doing a lot of the research behind it, sort of casual research. Not, I mean, you know, my test subjects were in a Discord with me and we were all having fun, so I don't know if it's really that much of a research, but appreciate Dennis and Garrett and Brandon letting me use them as test subjects, that's for sure. Facebook recommended it to you, yeah. Well, you know what? I tried to spam it out everywhere. That was by design for sure. I think it's an important conversation to have for the future of our hobby. So. Okay. What else do I need to do here? I need upper logos. Get those cut out. Yeah, definitely. That definitely started to get to me just a little bit. The amount of people who clearly were commenting without watching. Probably should have chilled out a little bit more than I did, but oh well. Okay, we got do not hammer on this side. Let's see, what else do we need? I think we've got epoxy coated for long-lasting durability. I need to put a fresh glove on. I can tell I just rubbed off some of my weathering oils on there. Yeah, when I normally release a video, I'll share it, 2 or 3 places on Facebook. This one I wanted to make sure I shared, as far and as wide as I could. But Facebook definitely did a good job of helping me with it. I noticed that my engagement numbers on it were very good. Well, actually, I noticed a little bit of a trick that Facebook plays and played their game against them. There's our Circa logo. Basically, when you post an external link to YouTube, usually they suppress that information or that post. Happens all the time when I share my Talkin Trains links over there. I can look at the engagement numbers of a post that takes people over to my YouTube channel, and typically, if it's something that has an external link to YouTube, I get maybe a 1/16 of the engagement that I normally get, which is really annoying. So the trick I've learned is to just put it in the comments, and that seems to work okay now, which is good. But yeah, so it could have shown up in a lot more people's Facebook feed than it normally does. So as I was looking at the numbers, actually, it looked like it was getting out to a lot more people than it normally does, too. Or, the demographics as far as who was seeing the post was skewed a lot towards people who don't even follow my Facebook page, which was interesting. I don't know. I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to analytics and stuff like that. I don't necessarily, care one way or the other what how a video does, but I like to understand why things are the way that they are, I guess. Okay, so we've got our upper car logo on. We've got our epoxy coated and our PPG. Oh, that's not actually. Shoot. I need to redo. Yeah, we're gonna leave the PPGs off for now because they had the wrong dates on them for this car. I'm gonna have to redo. I'm gonna have to reorder those sheets. Okay, so we've got capacity stuff that needs to go on. Right here. Gotta remember what goes where. I think this is the first set of data. Hey Santa Fe guy, welcome in. Dennis, what time are you going tonight? Are you going at 9? Or is it 8:30? Do I need to wrap up here? Okay, we got our capacity. That here, I think. 9, okay, perfect. Ooh. Load data. Oops. Stupid hat keeps getting in the way. And then build information. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. And then I've also just got this stuff, which is, I think, what would normally be in the little black box on the right-hand side. But I just, oh, I don't know. This is again where I fall slightly short of the amount of knowledge that some people have as far as car data and everything. Okay. Now, of course, I also have to remember what numbering series I was doing with these. I think it was 7.5 was the numbering. Oh, it's Circus certified. Don't you worry, Mitchell. It's right here. Okay, let's get some reporting marks on here, and then we'll figure out what number this car is going to be. It might end up being kind of the class unit car. It might be like 7501. I think. Yeah, let's roll with 7501. I like that. big question is, did this get hit yet? You know, a couple weeks out of the paint booth, is somebody saying fresh canvas, or do we let it run around clean? What do you guys think? Oh, I might have not done this the way I wanted to. Yep, I did. Okay. Scratch that. We're making adjustments here real quick. Okay, this moving down one row. Now I gotta split the G and the W. Might have to get fresh decals, I don't know. Maybe it'll work. The G is just too wide to sit in the same set of ribs as the W. If and when I do a new sheet, I'm gonna have to think about that. Well, I've got some of that data that I thought would be in there just as a plain decal, but if not, I can figure out. I'm sure I've got a sheet that's got them on it. Clean and ready for tagging, Adam says. What's everybody else think? Do we spare this thing from the local tagger for now? Maybe somebody else's local tagger got to it first. That would be fun. But everybody else in the FCU's got to keep thinking about what they want their tagger to be. Because right now I think it's just Joey and I that really have our taggers worked out. So gotta get everybody else moving on that. There we go, 7501. Let's get some of that excess water out of there. Readjust. Oop, took the W off completely. I think I want the 7.5 on this. Yeah, I'm gonna change that real quick. Trying to adjust these as necessary to make sure that they stay straight. See if we can see how square these are. Let's eyeball it here real quick. Okay, double check the numbers too. Eyeball test, yep, happy with it. Oh, are the donations already started there, Dennis? Hey, well, speaking of which, everybody. Oh, look at that. I've got a whole thing worth of those Cox boxes. My problem is I mean, the dates on them are all out of whack, but they also say ACF on them, and this is a Pullman Standard design. Yeah, Scott, that'd be a nightmare to try to handle that. All right, well, we're going to use these just because, you know, they're close enough, I suppose. Maybe someday I'll circle back and put ones on that are closer to being accurate for this car. Start thinking about getting the end of car decals ready to go here. Nice to have everything on tonight. That way I can work on getting everything all sealed up. Yeah, if anybody's interested in donating to Dennis's cause, he's fundraising for diabetes research, and even though he's not started his stream yet, it would be great if more than just Ted went over and donated to him. Great cause. I did not leave myself enough room with a lot of this spacing on these smaller numbers. Yeah, good day on Friday streaming for Dennis. He did a full 12-hour live stream 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Crazy man. Okay, let's see if these Cox boxes want to come off yet. There we go. Oop. All right, there's side one done. Sweet. Looking forward to looking at them, Dennis. Okay, let me get one end done here, and then we'll flip around to the other side and do those decals. Like I said, would love to just have the decals 100% done tonight so that I can slowly get them all worked in with the microsol. Looks pretty straight. What I really like about this gray, eerie gray green color is it's, you know, despite not being, you know, or despite GWT kind of existing in a time period where a lot of freight cars were bland, as far as, you know, just being grays and that sort of thing. This is sort of a believable alternate color. It's not too loud, I would argue. I think I'm happy. Oop. Just kidding. No, I think I am. Okay, let's get this car going, or this side of the car going. Already got a couple of decals in here in the water for it. Oops. Okay, get our logo up on the top hand side. Yeah. I mean, your entire freight fleet's kind of already believable in as far as color is concerned, with that oxide red-ish look to it. So. Which one was it for the Cox box? 3 in from the right. Okay, that's good. gotta throw in here. What was I looking for? Okay, I need the epoxy ones in here. Intentionally leaving space below it because I would like to at some point come back in and get the dates in there for when the epoxy coating was applied, which in this case will be sometime in 2005. Okay, we have circuit decal floating in there. Need build details for the right hand side. And then I need my capacities. Cars have definitely gotten boring. I mean, there's no debating that, that's for sure. That's part of the reason I model the Finger Lakes is because there's still so many old, cool freight cars roaming those rails. Between, you know, the grain service they have and a lot of box cars that are in captive service. So they're past their, you know, interchange life, but still continue turning wheels on Finger Lakes because they don't need to be interchanged. Oop, nope, I already got that one. Where am I looking now? This is what I need now. Okay, there's the rest of our car data. Let's just get the reporting marks going. T. What else do I need? Oh, I need the numbers. 75. And 01. Where'd the 01 go? Lost it. Oh, I've already put it in there. Whoops. Okay. Let's get going with the reporting marks first. G. Where'd the W go? W. TX. So is anybody here locally going to the Hamburg show next weekend? Debating whether or not I will. It's become more and more toys recently, which is kind of annoying. Lots of excess water in there. Yeah, I guess it's this upcoming weekend, somebody was just saying. Apologies for the hat in your way, guys, but I just gotta be able to see this. Yeah, Garrett, I'll let you know if I go. Tim, if you want, I can... If I go, it'll likely be Saturday, I think. I gotta check my calendar, make sure I don't have anything else going on. But if I'm going, it'll probably be Saturday, so I could let you know if it looks like there's anything worth seeing there before you drive all the way out. Like I said, you know, the fact that it's a toy and train show, it's just continued to be more and more toys over the last few years, unfortunately. All right, keep on chugging with the data here. I don't know, Garrett. I think it's probably like a 50-50 split, man. There is a lot of toys in there now. When I first started going, they were in, you know, that way back room and the whole, you know, front room, and it was, you know, it was all trains, you know, there was barely any toys. But now it seems like there's pretty much, you know, a 50-50 split. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh boy, we got to get you guys out of here. Holy cow. Whew. All right. Let's see. we'll end with a bang here. We'll put our Circa logo on, and that'll be the last thing we do tonight. And I'll get you guys all over to Dennis's stream. Garrett, if you got the link for Dennis's stream, you could throw it in the chat. I'll meet you guys all over there. Yeah, definitely smaller than it used to be for sure. All right, everybody, Dennis's stream starts in a minute, so I am gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully Garrett can throw the link down in the chat for Dennis's stream, and I will see you guys over there. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.